Energy costs are on the rise. Environmental disasters are more frequent and fierce. A global population is getting hungry, and the world, it just isn't getting any bigger. And we still build with sticks? At Sustainable Living Systems, we're aware of these problems that humanity's facing and have engineered several solutions. But one of the biggest ones is, of course, the heating and cooling of residential buildings. It constitutes the #1 consumer of energy worldwide. Why, the heating and cooling of your home constitutes 60% or more of your annual utility bill. This in turn means the heating and cooling of structures is the #1 cause of environmental degradation and global climate change. Now that really doesn't work when where you live doesn't work with where you live. At Sustainable Living Systems, with the C.O.R.E technology, we understand these problems and have engineered a solution. It's called Continuous Omnidirectional Radiant Energy, and what it means is a better understanding of how thermal energy works and can work for you. If you see how energy flows, it will follow the path of least resistance. This usually ends up going to the corners of your room, which then bleed out the material of the structure. As you can see in this infrared image, the corners are extremely hot because the energy is simply bleeding from the structure. This bleed continues up into the attic, following its course to the top of your house, so it can then purge itself out of the top of that material. This is a very inefficient way to utilize thermal energy, as you can see. But when you study how energy flows in a spherical structure, you actually have the energy flowing to a 0 point. All the energy is following the path of least resistance to end up in one central location. At this central location, with either a support pillar redirection pipe or just a pipe running down the side, we're able to take that energy at the 0 point location and redirect it either back into the structure or into a thermal battery for later use. This is a simple understanding of 0 point energy on a thermal level. And when we understand this, we can understand that every second of every day, the sun is radiating epic amounts of energy down to us. It takes a mere 8 minutes to touch our windows, our doors, our doorsteps for that matter, the whole house. Well, why not utilize this? In drawing air through a geocooling coil, a fancy word for saying drawing air through a pipe buried in the ground, through the structural framework of the building itself, you achieve a twofold process. Not only do you cool the building, you draw the heat out of the building to be stored for later use, essentially storing up the summer sun for use for the rest of the year when you need it. Simply switch from an open-loop charge schematic to a closed-loop recall dynamic, and you can use the summer sun in the fall, in the winter, in the spring. What we've done is taken the epic force of the sun, the epic energy supply of endless nature, coupled with the geocooling and storage capabilities of the Earth, to make a structure that heats and cools itself for free. As you can see, these structures are gorgeous. Vaulted ceilings and vistas, the likes of which traditional construction can't meet or match. Go to your local builder and ask him for a 30-foot vaulted ceiling, and then laugh when he tells you the price. Well, due to our mass-producible components and the availability of materials that offer much greater benefits than stick-built construction, we're able to increase the speed of assembly, the speed of production, from a myriad of facilities worldwide. And due to our load-bearing and tensegric design integration, these structures are superior to anything else being built, able to easily withstand winds in excess of 250 miles an hour, providing you a safe sanctuary in the event of hurricanes, tornadoes, or earthquakes. From as futuristic as you would like, to as traditional or as modern. With facade technologies such as these, we're able to augment and offer a myriad of design styles to a public that, quite frankly, wants more energy efficiency and environmental stewardship. Well, when you have the ability to heat and cool a structure with no power, it lends itself to a myriad of uses. One of them being efficiently being able to effortlessly convert salt water into an abundant source of safe, clean drinking water with nothing more than the power of the sun. The power of the sun not only gives us the UV filtration through the evaporating water, but the evaporation itself removes salt, heavy metals, and microbiological organisms. This effectively will turn any amount of salt water into a massive amount of safe, clean drinking water. Agricultural levels, in fact. Why not also turn all your waste into an abundant source of electricity? Well, human, animal, and bio waste traveling in normal waste streams, collection systems, and drop-off, pickup, delivery systems take all this waste to a central methane batch digester. This digester, when filled with these three compounds and heated through the C.O.R.E cycle, a solar thermal dynamo, if you will, is able to draw out the methane from this process. Normal methane generators operate with about 40% of their energy going back into the heating cycle. Well, with the C.O.R.E system, we're going to increase the energy output of methane digestion by that 40% because the sun's doing all your heating. And the only abundance or the only byproduct is free electricity, money for your waste, and abundant source of organic fertilizer for produce. And with greenhouses running under the C.O.R.E thermal dynamo cycle, you're able to have locally grown organic produce year-round at a fraction of normal cost, and without the cost of shipping. So essentially food, water, and shelter for every man, woman, and child, with the least amount of material, the fastest assembly time, and structurally superior to anything else being constructed. With sustainable living systems and the sister applications of the C.O.R.E technology, you own the sun.